Hi.
Oh, no.
You forgot.
Oh, Gil, I'm sorry. Oh, come on in.
What happened to your ankle?
I just twisted it a little.
How'd you do that?
Horsing around. So, I've been feeling sorry for myself and sitting here reading a red-hot romance.
You read those things?
Only the good parts. So, what have you been up to? Working, as usual? Mm-hmm. How boring.
It wasn't today.
Oh,
I just came from a meeting at Preston Carpenter's house. And you should have seen the fireworks when his daughter came bursting into the room.
Courtney?
Yeah. Mr. Carpenter, his son-in-law, and myself were sitting there discussing CTE. I told you about that.
Yeah.
When the door opens up and in rushes Courtney.
Okay, now hold it. Now, start at the beginning and tell me everything that happened, every little detail. And don't leave out a thing, okay?
I ran into her the other day on the street.
Your ex-husband's new wife?
She's really very pretty.
Very pretty and very young, or so you told me.
She made a point of stopping me. She told me all about the new apartment that they'd bought and that in 3 months in September they're going around the world. And he's insisting that she buy a whole new wardrobe.
What was your reaction to this little recital?
Wished her bon voyage. Went on with my shopping.
Good, Beverly, very good. But what were you feeling? Did you examine your feelings?
I felt nothing at all.
Nothing? No regret, no jealousy or envy? Not even the slightest trace?
None.
And what were your thoughts? What were you thinking at this time?
That by controlling my thoughts, no one can hurt me unless I allow it. If I control my thoughts, I can control how I feel, and I can determine what circumstances or what outside forces will touch me.
And to spend time feeling regret or envy or jealousy over things that you have no power to control is a
waste of valuable psychic energy.
Good, Beverly. That's so good. I'm so proud of you.
I really am doing much better, aren't I?
Oh, indeed you are.
Dr. Fazan,
Nancy, what on earth
I have to talk with you.
How dare you come barging in here when I'm in the middle of a session?
I'm sorry, excuse me, I have to interrupt, but I have something very important to talk with you about.
Whatever it is, it can wait until after I am
Dr.
finished
Fazan,
here.
Jean Rutland has been asking me questions about Mrs. Gilbert. And for that matter, I have questions of my own that need answers right now.
I told you at my father's house that I wanted to be alone tonight. I am sick and tired of the very word annulment.
All right, Courtney, I know what you told me, but I had to come back and see you because we have to get together on a strategy to fight this defense that Vaughn has come up with, and the sooner the better.
His, supposed affair with this woman before we were married, you call that defense?
That's right. If they can prove that in court, the annulment will be denied.
This is ridiculous, Dan. I am the only woman in Vaughn's life and have been for years. He hasn't even had another girlfriend, let alone an affair.
Can you prove that to a court's satisfaction?
No.
Okay, now don't you see what I'm saying, Courtney? This is a whole new game of pool here, and you are the one behind the 8 ball now, not Vaughn.
Meaning?
Meaning that they are building a case against you.
Against me?
That's right.
What are you talking about?
They're planning a defense that will portray you as a sexually frigid young woman who couldn't inspire her loving and willing husband.
What? That is a lie, Dan. Trying to make me look inadequate when he's the one who's
All
inadequate.
right, Courtney, look. I wish this weren't necessary, but I'm going to have to ask you again to tell me exactly what went on between you and Vaughn. Now, starting with your wedding night.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing went on, Dan. That is the whole point here. But it was Vaughn's fault, not mine.
All right, where did you spend that night? Did you go on a honeymoon or?
A honeymoon, yeah. It was lovely. The first night we drove down to the Keys. That's right, we drove 1,000 miles. We could have flown, but no, Vaughn wanted to drive. He wanted to do that so we'd be good and exhausted by the time we got down there. See, and when we did get down there, my loving and willing husband proceeded to get roaring, stinking drunk and passed out before he even made it to the bed.
Not a very romantic wedding night, to say the
Well,
least.
the next 2 days were even more of the same. Vaughn used every cop-out he could think of to avoid a romantic situation between the two of us, so we just finally had to pack up and come home.
Okay, now was that the end of it?
Damn, we've been through all this.
Courtney, please. Now, come on.
I took a room at the King's Arms when we got back, but no, that wasn't the end of it.
All right, now what do you mean by that?
Look, Dan, I was willing. I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe the stress of the marriage and all was the cause of his problem. But see, I thought if I gave him a chance to be himself and be a husband to me, then everything would be okay.
All right, wait a minute. Now, I understood that you had been told before the marriage about the... All right, forget that. We'll drop that and come back to it later. All right, now, you checked into the hotel, and then what?
And Vaughn came one night insisting that he was ready and able to try again. Of course, I agreed. See, Dan, I was willing, but
But nothing happened.
Because he's impotent. I don't care what he says or what story he and his lawyers concoct. Vaughn Sumner is impotent. That is the truth.
But Courtney, he has a witness who is willing to testify that he isn't.
You've got to do something about that, Dan.
What do you suggest that I do?
I don't care what you do. You're my lawyer. I am paying you for that.
All right, Courtney, now just calm down and don't get so excited here.
Dan, you have got to stop him. There's got to be something you can do.
Knock, knock.
Oh, it's safe, Lucy. Come
Sorry
on
to
in.
interrupt. I just wanted to let you know your daughter's on her way in to see you.
Stacy, good.
How do you know? Did she call?
No, she just stuck her head in to see if you was still here, but she was double parked, so she's going to pull it around back and she'll be in a few minutes.
Oh, Lucille, wait a minute. Do you realize you haven't said one word about your date the other night?
Oh, with Alex?
Well, come to think of it, you didn't mention it to me either. How'd it go?
Fine.
Oh, now, come on. You can do better than that. What'd you do? Where'd you go? Tell us.
Well, he took me to the Golden Coins for dinner, and they had music, and we danced, and then he took me home.
Oh, how romantic. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, you could say I enjoyed it.
I know Alex did. He told me.
Really? Well, I guess you can believe him, because he asked me out again for tonight. He did? Yeah, he's going to take me to the award dinner they're giving in Ben's honor. Well, the award dinner.
Well, looks like everybody's going to be there but the guest of honor.
Hello, Dad. Oh, Terry. Hi, Stacy. How are you? You look so pretty.
Thank you. Your speech for this evening, I hope it's okay.
Oh, thanks, honey. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, it wasn't the easiest thing I've ever had to write, but I tried to be as diplomatic and tactful as I could.
Well, I hope you'll be there to hear me give it.
I'm afraid not.
Y'all excuse me, please. I've got to go close up shop.
Stacy, I was hoping you were going to cover the dinner tonight for the newspaper.
Listen, I am exhausted from all the work I've been doing for that paper, but I am bucking for the biggest local story of the year, and if I get
Biggest
it...
story of the year. Now, what would that be?
You haven't heard the announcement our friend, the Honorable Lee Carruthers, made?
Lee Carruthers. What announcement is that?
He's going to seek re-election. He's actually going to run again for his congressional seat. Isn't that incredible?
Then the door opens, and in walks Dan Myers. It's Courtney's lawyer.
I bet that's when the fireworks really started, when Dan got there.
You're telling me he announced that Vaughn was going to contest the annulment. He had some sort of secret witness or something. Oh, man, that's when Courtney went nuts. She started screaming and yelling that it was a trick and a lie, and she was practically tearing her hair out. It was really something. What's so funny? Did I miss something?
It's all too perfect and I had to miss it. Oh, that's okay. You're the next best thing to be in there. So what else happened?
I don't know. I figured it was time for me to get out of there, and I left.
Oh, too bad. Just when it was getting good.
Tina, I went over there for a business meeting. And when Courtney blew up, it was obvious that the meeting was adjourned.
Well, thanks for cluing me in anyway. I wouldn't have missed hearing about it for the world.
Well, at least my going over there isn't a waste now. It cheered you up. Look, I guess I better get going.
Look, can I have a rain check on that tennis match?
Sure, anytime. Do you want me to get you anything for your foot? More ice or anything?
Oh, no, thanks. That's already been taken care of.
Okay. Look, I'll call you later then, okay?
Okay, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Vanessa, our hour is almost up anyway, so why don't I just run along?
You're so kind, Beverly. You must excuse Miss Lawson. She's only a beginning Domite. Her engrams aren't yet fully in harmony. Being a viceroy, I'm sure you understand.
You're a viceroy, too?
Yes,
Oh, well, then, excuse me, you must have heard about Mrs. Gilbert taking her own life.
of course.
Oh, well, can you tell me, are you a friend of hers? I mean, if you were a viceroy, you must have started in Domi the same time she did.
Barbara and I were very good friends. She was a wonderful disciple. Quick wit, great potential.
Mrs. Randolph, your friend committed suicide. She actually took her own life. Is that all you have to say?
What more is there to say?
Well, that you miss her, or that you're sorry, or something.
When you're further along the path, you'll realize that sorrow and regret are a waste of valuable psychic energy. Now, it was very nice to meet you, Miss Lawson. Bye-bye, Vanessa.
Bye, Beverly.
I'll see you next week.
Now, you keep up that good work.
I don't believe this.
Are you telling me that Jean Redlin was questioning you about Mrs. Gilbert?
Yes.
And you were stupid enough to tell him that she was a member of Domi? Good heavens, woman, don't you have a grain of sense in your head? Do you realize the repercussions that this could mean for me?
Dr. Fazan, you don't have to worry. I didn't tell him anything. All I told him was that Mrs. Gilbert was a member of Domi and that she committed suicide.
Why was he even asking any questions about Mrs. Gilbert?
Because I guess his mother must have told him.
His mother?
His mother is my landlady, and she's also my friend. I had to talk to someone. I was so shocked and upset when I heard the news, Vanessa, that I don't know, but I didn't tell her any particulars. I didn't tell him either.
Well, at least you didn't answer any of his questions.
Well, do you think you could answer some of my questions now, Dr. Fazan?
What is it you wish to know?
Barbara Gilbert was a student of yours for many years, wasn't she? I mean, she was a viceroy. That's practically a master in Domi before she took her life.
That's tragic, but true.
Is that what I have to look forward to as I work my way up the ladder in this organization?
Good heavens, Nancy, don't start talking nonsense.
No, I'm talking about serious issues here. Is this what I'm devoting my life savings to, let alone 20 hours a week, and complete loyalty to you so that I could better learn how to kill myself?
Nancy, will you just stop this?
No, because if that's the truth, I already know how to do that. I've already tried that. So I don't need you or your organization to better show me how to do something that I can do a lot quicker and a lot cheaper.
Vaughn's witness. I mean, do you have any idea who that could be, Courtney? I mean, even a guess.
Well, either he's paying somebody to testify to this imaginary affair, which he could certainly afford, but Dan, I don't know who it would be. Besides, it doesn't sound like something Vaughn would do.
Or what, though?
Or it's a bluff. That's my guess.
Nah, I have a hard time buying that.
Why?
His lawyer, Harold Webster, is no dummy. I just don't think he could be fooled that easily.
You mean that you think he'd want to question the girl first?
Absolutely, to make sure that her testimony will hold up in court. That plus the fact that I can't believe that he would be convinced to represent Vaughn without having checked him out pretty thoroughly beforehand.
Yeah, well, Vaughn looks pretty good on paper, and if you talk to the right people...
You know, I wish that I was as confident about our cases. I'm sure Webster is about his.
Dan, you're making it sound like I'm the one on trial
Now,
here.
Courtney, I'm just trying to look at this through the eyes of an outsider. Now, I mean, let's face up to this, Courtney. You are the one who walked out on the marriage, not Vaughn. You left him. He didn't leave you. And after only a couple days.
Yeah, but I had perfect reason, Dan. He's impotent, remember?
Courtney, that has not been proven yet. And it doesn't present you as a very sympathetic witness. Furthermore, there's the matter of the relationship that you were going through with another man prior to and possibly during your marriage.
You mean Peter Davidson.
Yes, I do. Were you having an affair with him?
It was a friendship, Dan. A friendship. There was no relationship there, and certainly no affair.
Uh-huh. So you're telling me that you've never had a relationship inside or outside your marriage?
if you're asking if I've ever had an affair, the answer is no.
Well, you know, that's really too bad. I'm afraid that could very well work against you.
Against me? How's that?
Courtney, you got to try to look at this objectively, from that perspective. Now, in this day and age, a woman as pretty as you are, who's never had
Dan,
any...
I have been engaged to Vaughn Sumner since the time I was 16 years old. See, that's the reason I came to Kingsley in the first place, to get away from him and to get away from the family arrangements for my life.
Okay, but that fact added to the reactions of a, shall we say, reluctant wife.
What?
And then...
No, wait a minute. You've got it wrong here. If anyone was reluctant in this marriage, it was Vaughn.
But if they produce the witness that they're threatening to, it's going to be your word against theirs, Courtney. That's all there is to it.
Dan, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're scaring me.
All right, Courtney, listen to me. You have accused Vaughn Sumner of impotence. Now, you know that in the eyes of the court, he is innocent until proven guilty. And so far, we haven't come up with one way to prove that he's guilty. And as I see it, Courtney, unless that changes very fast, your chances of winning this case are not very good.
Lee Carruthers is running for a second term? Are you serious?
I'm serious, and so is he, apparently.
Well, how do you know?
It was leaked, accidentally on purpose, to the Chronicle today. The public announcement will be made tomorrow.
But he can't possibly expect to win. Not after everything that went on during the last campaign. His wife murdered, your father accused of the crime, and the campaign manager finally convicted of it?
Frankly, I don't see how he hopes to get out of the starting gate. All I know is that I want to be in the middle of this race. As a reporter, of course.
Well, who's his opponent going to be?
The only name I've heard mentioned is Wainwright's.
And he's the one who ran against him last time and lost.
Only because of a strong sympathy vote, because of Kate's death. But Carruthers won't have that going for him this time.
And his congressional record, short term, is no great shakes either.
Well, I guess that's what makes politics so interesting, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen.
Which is precisely why I'm going back to the paper. So McGovern will see me working long hours. And maybe, just maybe, he'll assign me to that campaign. See you all later. Have a good time at the dinner, and let me know how the speech goes, okay? Bye.
All right, first of all, I'd like to know how many of your pupils have taken their own life. And whether you have driven them to it.
Driven them to
Yes,
it?
you know by your techniques you're belittling and berating.
Nancy, is that how you experience our sessions together?
Dr. Fazan, I enrolled in DOMI because my self-worth was at an all-time low. But still, you discouraged me from any kind of self-thinking or any kind of questioning. Everything was complete loyalty to you and to the organization. And I gave you both. But I don't see how this can possibly promote any kind of growth in me, let alone independence, which is what we're supposed to be striving for in the first place.
Is that all?
No. Then there's the matter of Mrs. Gilbert. If DOMI didn't fulfill all its promises to her, how do I know it's going to do that with me? How do I know that this isn't a complete waste of my time and my money? And that perhaps I'm going to be involved in some kind of brainwashing of something not only wrong, but maybe dangerous? Why are you smiling?
Listen to yourself, Nancy. Listen to what you're saying.
I'm saying some very important things, and I don't think they're funny.
What you are doing is questioning authority. In this case, the authority happens to be mine. But the thing that's vitally important is that you are questioning.
I don't understand.
But you are beginning to understand, aren't you? You've taken the very first step towards understanding the basic principle on which our whole philosophy is founded.
Which is?
That every man is his own authority. The beginning of wisdom, the beginning of maturity, is when a person finally realizes that he doesn't need to be bound by the rules and regulations that his family or society has imposed upon him. And the first step in that process is the step of questioning authority. Any and all authority.
Wait a minute, this is new to me. I don't remember you saying this before.
That's because it's not something that can be taught, Nancy. It has to be experienced. What we are talking about here is autonomy. The point at which a person ceases to hand over his responsibilities and his authority to others, but takes control of his own life.
I have to think about it for a little while.
Oh, of course you do. But you've taken a very important first step. And that is also a prerequisite for anyone who wants to go on to the Pilgrim level.
Are you saying that I'm...
Yes. I believe that you are ready to go on to the Pilgrim level. I have no doubt about it.
I don't know what to say.
That's all right. We can talk about it at our next session. I assure you, my dear, all the signs are there. Where you were once blindly led by others, now you're questioning. Where you were once accepting and like a sheep, now you're going off on your own. You're questing, investigating, looking for the answers yourself. And you're going to find them, my dear. I promise you, you will.
Oh, hey, look, I'm sorry I stayed so long, you know.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I really enjoyed our little talk. And I'll look forward to seeing you again at our next session next week.
Yeah, I will too.
Good. In the meantime, congratulations.
Oh.
I'm so proud of you. I knew that you had the potential. I just wasn't sure you were going to move along this quickly.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because I hesitated before I came here, but I'm glad I came. I really am. I'm glad I came.
Very glad you came, too. Good night, Nancy.
Yeah, good night.
Friday on Another Life, Laurie defies Ben.
I meant what I said. I will be at the ball after the awards dinner.
I really think you should reconsider your decision.
And Vanessa looks forward to her meeting with Ben.
What about his wife? What can you tell me about her?
She's very sweet.
I'm sure she'll pose no problem.